What is going on, everybody? We're going to be starting a new series here where we're going to be going over all of the Monster Hunter tutorials that I can think of, and we're going to be starting with the 14 different weapon types and how to use all of them. So today for this video, we're going to be starting with the Greatsword. This is the top on the list, and then we're going to work our way through all 14 down to the bow. So I'm probably going to be releasing these one every night. I know this game is pretty outdated. Rise is already well into Sunbreak with Title Update 3 already out, but this is more for like some of the friends that I know in real life who are picking up the game. And I wanted to make sure that they would be comfortable getting into the game and not have them be overly reliant on me, who is maxed out, but be able to learn the game for themselves and enjoy it. So let's jump right into it. Alright, now let's get started on our Y attacks. So a lot of the moves that you're going to be using for the Greatsword are just going to be charge attacks. So you notice if we're just hitting Y, we're going to be hitting our charge attack and our side blow and repeat. Our B attacks, same thing. There's going to be 3 repeated moves. It's going to be a wide sweeping slash, a tackle, and then a wide slash again. We're going to talk about that tackle here pretty soon because that is an important mechanic of the Greatsword. And we're going to be using that through mitigating the amount of damage we receive while tackling through an attack, as well as using the tackle to skip some of our charging animations. Alright, so real quick, this is our Y and B attack, and you'll notice this is an upward swing. That is important because it is actually going to hit our teammates out their attack animations, as well as knocking them into the air. And so this could be useful for maybe trying to pull off a mount, but that's about the only use that it would have. So this move that we're looking at right here, it's a stronger wide slash, and it is actually a move that you can only do after your second charge attack, or when you are jumping off a ledge and then holding a charge. You can hit B to do that slash after jumping off a ledge. So let's talk about our charge attacks really quick, because we have 3 of them, and they're pretty much the only things you're going to want to be using for Greatsword attacks. Alright, so we're going to talk about our first charge attack, and you're going to notice that this is just you pressing Y. So when you keep pressing Y, you can hold it down to charge it for this attack, but then you can hit Y again, and you will just hit a side blow, and you can keep doing this indefinitely, and it will not change. So when you want to go to your next charge level, you're going to charge up with Y, you're going to hold it down, and then you're going to move forward and hit Y. You're going to have to do that together to move to your next charge attack. So now that you're doing your second charge attack, it's actually going to be the exact same mechanic, where next time you want to move up into your third one, you're going to have to do a step forward whilst hitting Y. Otherwise, you're just going to keep doing your side blows while you are hitting your charge attacks. So this here is our third charge attack. It is the strongest hitting attack in the game, and it's the third and final part of our charge attacks for the Greatsword. Now you'll notice for a lot of weapons that have the charging mechanic, or they have something that you're waiting on to build up maybe, that you can actually change the direction of the attack that you're about to do. So when I'm going here for this charge attack, I can look left and right, and if the monster moves, then I can look around and try to see if I can hit it. And since there are 3 different attacks for this charge attack, I can actually move quite a bit to redirect where my final attack is going to be if the monster is maybe behind me. Alright, now let's talk about something that you should absolutely be abusing every time that you are hitting your charge attacks with your Greatsword. So there's actually ways to skip charge levels and skip the charging animations. So we're going to talk about our tackling first. So you can see as I start hitting my charge attacks, I can hit B in the middle of my charging animation to tackle, and then I don't even have to hit the attack, and it just moves right into the next charge level. So I can do that tackle 2 times. You will note that the tackle takes stamina, but I can do that twice, and it'll already be at the third charge attack. So let's talk about our slinger ammo. There's actually an even quicker way to get to that, and that is by shotgunning. So after your first charge attack, what you're going to want to do is hit left trigger, and it's going to use whatever slinger ammo that you have. You do need slinger ammo to pull this off, but you have to wait for your first attack to be done, and then you're going to shotgun with left trigger, and then you're going to be right into your third charge attack. This is extremely helpful for times when maybe the monster is down and you need to get in and get some quick damage on it. Skips right to the third charge attack, and it is something you should be utilizing anytime that you have slinger ammo with the Greatsword, with the only exception of using your slinger ammo for wall bangs. Right, and something else to note is that this is a fat weapon, so that does mean that you can hold down the right trigger to guard with. It will take a little bit more stamina than some of the other guards, but guarding an attack, losing a tiny bit of health and stamina is always better than getting hit, and your other alternative is, of course, to evade through or away from the attack. And finally, the last important thing that we need to know about the Greatsword is that it is a heavy weapon. That means when you grapple a monster with your Clutch Claw, you have the option to attack, and that is actually going to tenderize the monster, which means you're going to be able to do more damage to the part that you've tenderized, as opposed to light weapons which drop slinger ammo, and then if you re-grapple the same spot twice, you then can tenderize it and do more damage. Again, the Greatsword is heavy, so it will tenderize, and you do not have the option to make slinger ammo on your own. Alright, let's talk about some skills that we recommend for the Greatsword. I did have to detach the audio, it was with this video, but I'm just going to talk through it really quick so we get an idea of what skills are useful for the Greatsword. Alright, so let's talk about focus really quick. This is going to be pretty good on Greatsword. What it does is fills up weapon gauges quicker, and it also reduces the amount of charge time needed for attacks with charges. So this is obviously going to be very good for Greatsword because you're using a lot of your charge attacks like the entire time. So this is going to reduce it by 5% up to 15% charge time. And finally, we have the set bonus for Velkhana. You'll get this about halfway through the Iceborne campaign, and it's just going to make it so that whenever you're sheathed, it's going to build up Frostcraft, which is something that increases your damage, and for your next few attacks it's going to deplete your Frostcraft, and you just have to sheath again to replenish that.